Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree if you are new here, and in today's video I'm going to start maybe a series. We'll see. I might do more than one of these. A video where I do the minimal amount of effort for the maximum amount of return. So as you can see, I've already started it with my hair. Yesterday I washed it, I French braided it, wore it to work like this, slept like this, so I'm going to look crazy for half the video. But easy way to get waves with literally no effort whatsoever, aside from, you know, washing it and braiding it, but you gotta wash it anyway sometimes, so, you know, take some, win some, lose some. But basically, I just want to do a video where I show you guys how sometimes when I want to do the least amount of work, but I still want to look my best, how I do that. So I got a couple different ways that I usually do that, so that's why I said I might do a couple of these videos. But if you guys want to hang out, do the least amount of work for the maximum amount of payoff, then just keep on watching. So for me, when it comes to minimal effort, I'm not talking minimal glam here, by the way. I'm talking minimal effort. I still want like a pretty much full glam makeup look, but with as little work as fucking possible. When it comes to minimal glam, my biggest thing is what steps in my routine can I skip? So there's absolutely going to be certain things in this routine that I'm just going to completely drop out of how I'm doing my makeup today. And then there's also going to be certain things that are like non-negotiable. One thing that's non-negotiable for me, eyeshadow primer. Obviously, I want this to last all day and I want it to look its best. To make sure that that happens, I need eyeshadow primer. But like I said, there's still certain things that are going to be completely removed from today's video that I would usually do. And I'll kind of go over those as I do them. It's up to you though. If you're somebody that can totally just go with your primer being your moisturizer, sunscreen, whatever, then skip primer. If you're somebody who typically color corrects, but you know it's like not 100% necessary, then skip it. Things like that. You can decide from your own routine what things you can and can't skip, but we had a friend staying with us for like a week, so I haven't filmed in like over a week. Honestly, this is my first day off. I had a day off, but like, you know how it is when you have like friends visiting from like out of town, like you're just like going and like doing things and like you're just constantly like, this is my first day that I'm like home alone in like over a week. And of course I don't get to relax today. I have so much shit to do because I haven't done it for the past week. But regardless, my brain is very all over the place today. When it comes to eyeshadow, fuck a palette. Fuck a palette, honestly. If I want the maximum amount of impact with as little work as possible, I am going in with cream eyeshadows, liquid eyeshadows, and sometimes I'm saying fuck that all together and I'm just using my bronzer and my blush and my highlight and just going with that. Today I'm going to use a cream eyeshadow. I'm actually going to use the Auric Smoke Reflect. This one's in the shade Temper, which is like this really pretty kind of rose gold. So I'm honestly just going to dip my little grimy finger in there and just start patting this all over my lid. And with this step, I'm not like looking for perfection because I am going to use a bronzer to blend out like the top edges. I just want to get a good solid base of this down. And then I'm honestly just taking like a clean finger and just like lightly swiping it over the top edges to kind of soften it a little bit, kind of almost mix it together with that eye primer that's underneath it. Usually when I'm doing like working with actual powdered shadows, I will set my brow bone. When I'm working with something like the Smoke Reflect to start out with, I won't set my brow bone right away. I'll actually do that like after, at the very end. And then now that I have like this just like nice shimmery light base on, I'm gonna go in with my bronzer. Today I'm gonna use the Juvia's Place Bronzed Duo, and I'm gonna go in, I have the light one. I'm gonna use the top shade and just really load up my brush and just start lightly blending out this top edge. And then I'm honestly just gonna wipe this brush off that I just used, and I'm gonna go in with my brow setting powder and just lightly set like these very top edges and just kind of make sure that there's a nice gradient and it's not just like bronzer all the way up to my brow bone. One more step for the eyes. Usually with literally any other smoke reflect that I have, I would use the little shimmer that's up the top, but this one, this is from the original launch. I should honestly probably replace this or get rid of this because it's very old, but this one for some reason is just like automatically hard panned. Like it doesn't have a ton of pigment, doesn't have a ton of payoff. So I'm just gonna grab my highlights. And the highlight that I have for today is the NYX Born to Glow Duo, which typically I don't actually really use this one anymore, like on my cheeks, because it's just really, really glittery. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of it on my finger. It's actually very similar to the shade that's in the Glow Lust. I'm just gonna take some of that and I'm gonna press this up the center just for a little bit more pop. See, it's still a really soft eye, but it just has a little bit more impact. I'm kind of leaning towards just grabbing a small brush, and I'm gonna go back into my bronzer palette, but I'm actually gonna go into this slightly deeper shade, and I'm just going to put just the tiniest bit. Totally optional. I just want a little bit more dimension. It's like barely noticeable, but just a little bit of something, you know, just a little bit more. So that's the eyes. Eyeliner, dealer's choice. If it's something that you feel like you can skip, then skip it. If it's something that's like a hard line for you and you absolutely want eyeliner, then put on eyeliner. Eyeliner is a hard line for me. I want eyeliner for sure. So I'm gonna go put on a wing, and I'm going to put on my foundation and my concealer, because it's gonna be the same regardless. I'm still gonna do most of my normal steps that I usually do. So I'm gonna go do that off camera, and I will be back to continue working on this look. Okay, so like I said, when it comes to minimal effort, there's certain things that I skip, and I am absolutely going to skip cream bronzer and cream blush. Like I'm just not gonna do it. I can get a similar, not quite as good, but similar effect of just putting powder bronzer and powder blush onto my unset foundation. So that is what I'm gonna do today. So I always start out with my blush simply because I can kind of use the bronzer to neutralize it if I get a little bit heavy-handed. So I'm gonna take the LA Girl Just Blushing Blush in the shade Just Natural, and I'm just going to start blushing. So with a step like this, even honestly when I'm doing this on top of cream bronzer and cream blush, if you're wanting that like impact and you want to put it on like unset skin, not putting a powder on top of a powder kind of thing, you just want to make sure that you are tapping and pressing it into your skin. You're not swiping or buffing. I did that backwards, but you know what I meant. You're just not, you don't want to disturb what's going on underneath. I'm going to take a little bit of this powder blush, whatever's left on my brush, and kind of start to blend that into the outer edge of my eyeshadow as well. But you still get a really, really pretty finish without all the extra work of doing cream bronzer and cream blush. Don't get me wrong, I love cream bronzer and cream blush. It's some of my favorite steps to do. I hit pan on this blush just now. And I would also recommend, if you're gonna do something like this, that you use a blush and a bronzer that's thin and not like super crazy pigmented, because if you try to do this, if you try to put a really, really pigmented powder product, like powder color product, onto unset skin, you won't be able to recover from that. It's gonna be so incredibly like overwhelmingly pigmented. So whatever's left on my brush onto my nose, not too much, just a little bit. And like, don't get me wrong, it's gonna make your brush kind of nasty, but I've been doing this for almost a year now, and I haven't had it like fuck up my powders. So, and then I'm gonna go back into the Juvia's Place bronzer, just the light one. I'm not gonna go in with the dark one today. Just lightly start bronzing. And obviously I haven't set down the rest of my face yet. I haven't set my under eyes. I haven't done anything like that yet. If I do go a little bit crazy and like a little bit overboard, I can always correct it with a little bit of like pressed powder when I set down the rest of my face. the other little piece of advice that I would give you if you're planning to go this route is to just, like, once you put on your powder, like once you put on your foundation and your concealer, just like give it a minute. Just chill, look at your phone, watch a TikTok, you know, get up, fucking get a new drink, whatever floats your boat, whatever you like to do to just relax for a second. Just give everything a minute to just kind of set down just a little bit. And again, I'm just taking a little bit of this excess powder just right on these outer edges. Just make sure everything's still blended. Okay, and then I'm just gonna set down my face, and I'm gonna do that the way that I literally always do it, so I'm gonna do it off camera. But just, you know, under eye powder, powder foundations under my eyes, powder foundation on the rest of my face. I'll be right back. Easy enough. Really quick, I am just gonna take the bronzer again. I'm just gonna take the darker shade on this little tiny fluffy brush, and I'm just going to quickly just put a little something underneath my eyes. Nothing crazy. You're probably barely even gonna be able to see it. Just a little bit of definition. Nothing that would like make anyone stop and be like, oh my god, you know, but just to add a little bit more, a little bit of something else, a little bit of zhuzh. I'm gonna go in with the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso, because a blush topper is like a non-negotiable for me. And this also could be a step that could take out another step. If you have a blush topper that's like really glowy, or if you just want a really soft glow for the day, you could be done here and not even put on any highlight. I'm gonna put on a little bit of highlight. So I'm gonna jump back into my NYX Born to Glow duo. This one, by the way, because I realized I didn't say it earlier, is in Platinum Status and Diamond Chains. So I used Diamond Chains on my lids earlier, and then Platinum Status is the one that I'm gonna use right now. I'm just going to quickly, just a little bit. I just want a little bit more glow. Just in like very targeted spots, but pretty much everything I'm gonna do on camera. I'm gonna go finish up the rest of my face, do something about this mess of my hair, and I'll be back to show you guys the final look. Alright, really quick for my lips. This is actually technically from an upcoming haul, even though it's a repurchase. I had a couple holes in my like lipsticks, so I needed something that was like this tone. So I picked up the Revlon Super Lustrous lipstick, and this one's in the shade Bare Fair. Super simple, basic, like kind of warm toned nude. I just like didn't have one for some reason. The only one that I had was like super light, so picked that up. But this is the final look. Obviously, low effort. You don't have to put on lashes. I'm filming another video after this, so I wanted to put on lashes. I just think that the lashes kind of make it a little bit more glam and a little bit more like in your face, while also the rest of the makeup being still relatively more subtle. I think it just adds a little bit of something, and to be honest with you, these are lashes that I've already worn a couple times, so they're already trimmed. They were already like very well like shaped to my eyeballs, to my lids. So it was really easy, honestly, for me to just put a little bit of glue on them, let the glue sit while I did my lipstick, and then just toss them on. So it really didn't require too much effort, but you know, do whatever works best for you. But this is going to be the final look, and the final hair, which again, I literally just took the braids out and put some of it up because I cannot fucking stand having hair like in my face. So, you know. But yeah, I just think that this makeup look is super pretty. It's one of my like go-tos when I'm just like, I want to look like really good, but I'm just like not in the mood to just like sit down and like do the whole thing, like the whole thing. This is like honestly makeup that would probably take me maybe 30 minutes depending on the liner and the eyebrows, maybe 30 minutes. If I wasn't like, you know, explaining what I was doing and, you know, taking my time and writing down products that I'm using and stuff like that. If I was just like literally sitting at my vanity and just getting ready, this would probably take me like maybe 30 minutes tops. And that's including like giving setting sprays time to like sink into my skin and giving that foundation and that concealer time to like set on my skin and stuff like that. Like it doesn't take very long. So, but I think it's a really, really, really pretty makeup look, and that's what matters. So that is going to wrap up today's video. Comment down below and let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this of like minimal effort, maximum impact, or even just minimal effort makeup that just looks nice. It doesn't have to be like super, super glam makeup, but just like makeup that's minimal effort, doesn't require a ton of work, but just like still looks good. Let me know if that's something that you guys would be interested in. Please subscribe if you have not already. It would mean the world to me. Like this video, ring the bell, do all the things. I hope that you guys have an awesome, awesome day. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!